few weeks ago at her high school graduation, Paxton Smith changed her valedictorian speech for something that was completely unexpected. I don't know how many of you have watched the video, but let's watch it together now.
Lake Highlands, class of 2021, your valedictorian, Paxton Smith.
I'm not usually very good at expressing my gratitude for the people that I care about, but I would like to say thank you to Coach. I think he's had a bigger role in my life than he realizes. Okay. As we leave high school, we need to make our voices heard. Today, I was going to talk about TV and media and content because it's something that's very important to me. However, under light of recent events, it feels wrong to talk about anything but what is currently affecting me and millions of other women in the state. Recently, the heartbeat bill was passed in Texas. Starting in September, there will be a ban on abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy, regardless of whether the pregnancy was a result of rape or incest. 6 weeks. That's all women get. And so before they realize, most of them don't realize that they're pregnant by 6 weeks. So before they have a chance to decide if they are emotionally, physically, and financially stable enough to carry out a full-term pregnancy, before they have the chance to decide if they can take on the responsibility of bringing another human being into the world, that decision is made for them by a stranger. A decision that will affect the rest of their lives is made by a stranger. I have dreams and hopes and ambitions. Every girl graduating today does. And we have spent our entire lives working towards our future. And without our input and without our consent, our control over that future has been stripped away from us. I am terrified that if my contraceptives fail, I am terrified that if I am raped, then my hopes and aspirations and dreams and efforts for my future will no longer matter. I hope that you can feel how gut-wrenching that is. I hope you can feel how dehumanizing it is to have the autonomy over your own body taken away from you. And I'm talking about this today, on a day as important as this. On a day honoring 12 years of hard academic work, on a day where we are all gathered together, on a day where you are most inclined to listen to a voice like mine, a woman's voice, to tell you that this is a problem, and it's a problem that cannot wait. And I cannot give up this platform to promote complacency and peace when there is a war on my body and a war on my rights. A war on the rights of your mothers, a war on the rights of your sisters, a war on the rights of your daughters. We cannot stay silent. Thank you.
I really don't know where to begin with this one. Now, there were some groups that interviewed Paxton about her speech and what kind of went on in the background and her thoughts about it. Let's watch together.
I felt like it was crucial that I used my platform to reach people who were neutral about the topic or simply didn't agree with me about the topic to spread the message that this is not okay. Reproductive rights were so important, and right now they're currently under attack from so many different states with passing of legislation that is restricting abortions.
Notice the language here. Anti-abortion laws. Okay. Let's keep that in mind.
At first, They were a little bit apprehensive, understandably so. It's a very controversial topic, and it's scary to put your face on that topic. But they were supportive after about a day.
Yeah, it is scary to put your face on such a topic. I will agree with her with that. But the way that her speech went, it was very popular in the eyes of the world. It took the world by storm. I noticed news agencies from around the world that were reporting on her speech. I think that she will have a very bright future because of it. But who sold her the lie that she's going to be unsuccessful because of this heartbeat law? Of course, Hillary Clinton supported her speech. Thank you for not staying silent on the issue. I agree. I appreciate that she's not staying silent about the issue, but the problem is that she is advocating for others to be silenced on the issue, especially the unborn. They are continually silenced, and they're being killed. They are voiceless. They cannot stand up for themselves.
If this continues to be an issue, I'll continue to speak out about this.
You know, a very scary thing that I think this speech reveals about the condition of high schools, not just in Texas, but around the world, because she's not the only person who is graduating and thinking about this. I think the scariest part is that they have no value for life. What's the point in pursuing success if you don't even value life? See, this is a fear that the abortion industry sells to our young, vulnerable girls in high school and even younger. I know here in Canada, it is legal for girls to get an abortion as young as 12? 12 years of age. Let that sink in. You see, this is the thing that the abortion industry is selling children, literal children. I think it's really scary that we have high school graduates, people that are supposed to come out with their basic education, but instead of valuing that basic education, they come out scared about their reproductive rights. And they come out not understanding the basic science that supports the fact that life begins from the moments of conception. I remember I was in high school, I learned the 7 basic functions of life, the 7 essential functions of life. And those 7 functions prove the human life of the unborn child from the moment of conception. I'm not sure exactly what courses Paxton took. I learned that when I was in grade 11 bio. I'm not sure if she took bio courses, but the fact of the matter is that it is high school level, and people do not put 2 and 2 together and realize that these laws that are being passed are to protect the human rights of the unborn. I think it is also very scary that high schools are producing students like this who are more fearful for their future, for their careers, and for their lives, apparently, than the fact that there are thousands of people being killed every day because of abortion. And you know why abortion giants support her? Why people like Hillary Clinton support her is because their agenda is successful. Their plan has been carried out. They have successfully sold her the idea that she needs abortion to be successful. And you know what comes to mind are these very influential people like Michelle Williams, who literally stood there on the stage accepting her award, saying that this is because she had the right to choose, because she had the right to murder her unborn children, because she wouldn't be successful if she was a mother. And people, young impressionable girls like Paxton Smith, have bought into this mentality, and it has been shoved down their throats by the abortion industry. The abortion industry is so successful in this because they are the popular idea. They have the popular mentality because they seek to just make a quick sale for abortion. They do not care about your mothers. They do not care about your sisters. They do not care about your daughters. Because if they did, they would offer to care for them as a human person. They would care enough to, at the very least, if they were going to offer them abortions, they would at the very least offer counseling. They wouldn't negate the idea that women suffer trauma post-abortion, that women suffer PTSD post-abortion, and that women do need post-abortion counseling. They just reinforce the idea that women feel relief after an abortion. And you know that is true. Women do feel relief immediately after an abortion. But eventually, over time, many women do regret it. They regret it. And you know why we do not hear of these stories is because they are silenced by the abortion industry and the media. They are silenced. These women's stories are suppressed in the media. We never hear of them unless you meet somebody in real life or you see somebody somehow break the censorship, break the algorithm, and you see their stuff on social media. Paxton mentioned that she is terrified that if her contraceptives fail, or that if she is violated in some way, that she is going to get pregnant and that she is going to need an abortion. And that's exactly what the abortion industry is trying to do. They purposely provide young girls with contraceptives with the idea that they're not going to get pregnant. But the truth is that these contraceptives are designed to fail so that they can make the most money selling the contraceptives that will fail, which will eventually allow the women to get pregnant, which will lead them back to the abortion clinic to get an abortion. And that is how the abortion industry makes so much money. Because if they really cared for these girls, they would allow them to explore all of their options. But if you look at their website, you will see clearly that they're just advertising the sexualization of children. Children with access to the internet can see all of these fact sheets on all of this information and resources, and they can begin to live lives of just absolute immorality. There's no other way to describe it. Lives that will send people to hell, which is the most horrifying idea out there, is that many children are being groomed by the abortion industry, and that so many lives are going to be lost and so many souls on top of it. It genuinely just breaks my heart to think about it. I feel genuinely sorry for Paxton Smith and for so many girls like her who are new to the world, who have just finished high school in a time where people like me, we joke about being in elementary school and high school, and we were told when to sit, when to stand, when to eat, when to breathe, and everything was just instructed to us. We were really not allowed to think for ourselves because we had to follow what the curriculum said. But when it comes to something like this, where kids are just being released from that lifestyle and they're finally allowed to think for themselves, they're just being inundated by abortion giants, by these people, and telling them, this is what you need, this is what you need for success. They're being brainwashed to believe that they're not going to be successful if they're going to be mothers. Now, she never exactly said that you're not going to be successful in a career if you are a mother, but she did say that her whole working to her future will be completely obliterated if she were to get pregnant. Essentially, that is what she said.
I am terrified that if my contraceptives fail, I am terrified that if I am raped, then my hopes and aspirations and dreams and efforts for my future will no longer matter.
You know, she might as well have just said that all of the mothers who went through with their pregnancies, who chose life, have no hopes and aspirations that were fulfilled in their lifetime.
I hope that you can feel how gut-wrenching that is. I hope you can feel how dehumanizing it is to have the autonomy over your own body taken away from you.
You know who does understand that, Paxton? Who understands what it is to have the autonomy and rights taken away from them? The unborn.
And I'm talking about this today, on a day as important as this, on a day honoring 12 years of hard academic work, on a day where we are all gathered together, on a day where you are most inclined to listen to a voice like mine, a woman's voice, to tell you that this is a problem, and it's a problem that cannot wait. And I cannot give up this platform to promote complacency and peace when there is a war on my body and a war on my rights.
You know, something of a very powerful parallel that I see in Paxton's speech, I feel like she's also kind of speaking for the unborn. The way that she speaks about her rights being taken away. Where people are inclined to listen to the voice of somebody who is allegedly oppressed, that of a woman. People are listening to Paxton say that her rights are being taken away. These are very similar to the words of the unborn if they were to speak words. It is a problem, and it is a problem that cannot wait because countless children die daily because of a woman's right to choose, because of reproductive rights. Now, the thing with abortion is that it eliminates bloodlines. And we see biblically, God promises bloodlines more than the stars in the sky. Let's take in the context of Abraham. When he promised Abraham something he could not see. He couldn't see the stars in the sky because it was daytime. But there were still stars in the sky. And that is the same case with abortion. Because we cannot see, the eye cannot see the unborn child. But the heart knows that the child is there. That's what abortion seeks to eliminate. The abortion industry, these abortion giants, seek to eliminate the fact that the heart knows that there is a child there, even though the eye cannot see. And it is a war on mothers, sisters, and daughters, as Paxton said. It is a war on mothers because it seeks to strip the gift that only women get, to be mothers, not just birthing people, not just parent one or parent two. It is a war on sisters and daughters, because daughters are being killed, sisters are being killed. There are people out there whose mothers have elected for or have allowed for their children to be killed. There's people out there with siblings that are dead because of abortion. I'm gonna end this video in agreement with Paxton. Not with her core message, but with her words.
I hope that you can feel how gut-wrenching that is. I hope you can feel how dehumanizing it is to have the autonomy over your own body taken away from you. This is a problem, and it's a problem that cannot wait. There is a war on my body and a war on my rights. A war on the rights of your mothers. A war on the rights of your sisters. A war on the rights of your daughters. We cannot stay silent.